And so my expectations have not been met at all as it stands. Yes, indeed, we're in crisis. And the projection indicate perhaps if there were a better way to introduce where we are now, I would even use it. So I think being in crisis is an underestimation of the situation we have on the ground at the moment.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, you can end and let me proceed. Yeah.
Yes. So looking at the budget is supposed to come with lots of figures because they are financial projections, going into the future. But I think there have been lots of textual information than figures. Detailed information should have been given, especially if you are talking about austerity measures. What is the impact? How much are we saving? It's not just about telling us the proposals,
All right.
the policies you're putting in place, but you must attach figures to them so that the investing community will know whether these are realistic or not. And for that matter, they will respond to that appropriately. But it appears this is missing from the statement.
All right. Thank you so much for your initial comments there. But let me go to Daniel Abuaje. Same question to you. Were your expectations met?
Well, let me say good evening to you once again. I think I would say it's a step in the right direction. Whether or not the expectations are met, I think we are in a serious crisis. And whatever we have to do, for me, it probably be work in progress, even though it's a budget that is either supposed to be met or exceeded. And so that's what it is. But to be honest with you, we are in serious crisis and we have to do something different to be able to get to where we need to be.
What difference were you expecting? Something different, like you mentioned.
The point is that, I mean, of course, if you are in such a difficult time as we find ourselves now, almost near recession already, where the globe is going to go through recession, some countries will go through it. The best thing to do is not to impose taxes. You really want to be able to make sure that when people are in serious times, difficulties, you don't impose taxes. And it doesn't make good economic sense. But as it is, we need revenue to be able to meet, to make ends meet, and to be able to manage our debt and stuff like that. So, and that is for me what is different. It doesn't sound logical, but it is what has to be done.
Okay. Nice one. So let me go to Dr. James Tufor now. Let's get into the details of the budget itself. Now, over 20 tax measures have actually been introduced. Considering the economic situation we face in this country now, do you think it's the right time for government to start introducing new taxes and increasing the existing ones?
Not at all. I think for the past 5 or 6 years, we have been told by this same government or officials of this government that the nation needs to move from taxation to production. So what happened to that mantra? Taxation to production. Are we still going back to taxation? Yes, of course, we need money. The state needs lots of money today to be able to bridge the deficit gap. But it appears we have forgotten about the inefficiencies in the tax system, and we are using perhaps the lazy man's approach of raising more money, that is imposing more taxes. Meanwhile, yes, I agree, there are lots of people in our nation that don't pay tax, right? They don't pay at all.
All right.
And I think it's because of how informalized our system is. So I think the government should be focusing so much attention on improving tax mobilization. Okay, the efficiency system must be improved rather than imposing more taxes, because businesses are under stretch. People that work in the formal system have already been overburdened by lots of taxes, and as we were told initially, by these remittance taxes. So I don't see why we should be adding more taxes, because it's not going to solve the problem sustainably. it's rather going to impose lots of burden and going to increase cost of production, which will not expand the economy. And that's what we need at the moment during the crisis we're going through. So the taxing, I think, is not going to help at all.
All right. Believe that government needs revenue to meet its expenditure and also whether we are having challenges or not, government still must find ways to generate revenue, for which reason increasing taxes at this point is justified.
Yes, I agree with you. As I did mention, yes, we need money at this moment because we are in crisis. We need more money to bridge the deficit. But the thing is, why don't we focus on the tax inefficiencies we have in the system, the bureaucracy that we have? Go to Tema Port, go to any of our tax collection points, and you wouldn't need a rocket science, to show that there are a lot of inefficiencies. And I think this is where we must focus our attention on, instead of adding more taxes to the same people. Yes, I was happy about the property rate tax that has been, I don't want to call it reintroduced, right? Because we heard about it last year, and it appears not so much has been achieved with that. If you have millions of houses in Ghana, go to Accra, Kumasi, and Takoradi, and you realize that only few owners, landlords,